Assalamu alaikum 10th class. This is our class of biology. We are on unit number 3, namely coordination and control, and today our topic is a coordinated action. So here are the components of a coordinated action. One is stimulus, receptor, coordinator, effector and response. My dear class, don't forget the order of these. You cannot interchange the position and the point of them. You have to learn them as it is. That first of all is the stimulus, next to that is the receptor, next to that is a coordinator, effector and so on the response. So starting with the stimuli or stimulus, let me tell you a quick thing about them, that a stimulus is any kind of change. What is a stimulus? It is a change. What happens if you touch something very hot? You just quickly pull up your hand, na? Right? So that is a change. Some touching something hot, or having something sour, eating, touching, just tasting. These are different kinds of stimulus. And the thing which brought change, we can define a stimulus as any change in environment, either external or internal, which can provoke a response in organism. Alright guys, more examples of that are something very hot, something very cold, pressure, sound waves, presence of chemicals and infections, etc. These all are called the change, and these changes just provoke the response. That is why they are called the stimulus. Next to that we have receptors. So what are receptors? Receptors are detected by the stimulus, anything when there is something change. For example, sound waves are detected by our ears, light is detected with the help of our eyes, and something which is very fishy chemical, that is detected by our nose, and etc. The organs, the tissues, the cells which are specifically built up to detect some kind of stimulus are called the receptors, which just get the change on the very first sight. Next to that we have coordinators. So what are coordinators? These are the organs that receive information and send messages to the proper organ for the action, for the required action. Alright guys, brain and spinal cords are the coordinators. For nervous coordination and for chemical coordination, there are rest of the things. In chemical coordination, various glands play important role, and they receive information and just produce the same kind of the effect in the form of secreting a particular hormone from the blood. Alright, next to that we have effectors. So what are effectors? These are the parts of body which receive messages first of all, then they do what? They produce the response. For nervous coordination, neurons carry messages and coordination. Guys, remember, for nervous coordination, brain and spinal cord work, but for chemical coordination, hormones work, endocrine glands work to target some kind of tissues and to just bring about its effect in the form of many hormones. Alright, and last is the response. So what is the response? On receiving the message from coordinator, the effector performs some kind of action, and that action is the response. For example, we have started from touching a very hot object. Now that is a stimulus. If we touch, then what do? We just pull up our hand away from something very hot. Then this is our response. Alright, and the movement of sunflower towards light are the responses. Usually nervous coordination, guys, remember this thing as well. Nervous coordination have immediate effect, but these are short living, while chemical coordination produce slow effect, but these are long living in kind of terms of time. Alright, nervous coordinations have short lifespan, but the chemical coordinations have a larger lifespan. Alright, so these were all the components of a coordinated action. We have started from stimulus, then we have read about receptor, coordinator, effector, and how we produce response to different things. I hope you guys have understood my topic, and if you still have any question, you can ask us in the relevant group of the school. Alright guys, learn this topic by your heart and do the diagrams which are drawn here of a chemical response and nervous coordination. These two, look into these two diagrams guys. One is of nervous coordination and the other one is of chemical coordination. How a message goes and receives and which organs are involved into this. You have to draw these two diagrams on your notebook, and next to that we will start from this topic. Alright, thank you.